Respectfully, Brittney Griner was in a Russian prison. You would think that somebody who is now free, back in America on home soil, would not have too much to complain about.
Greetings to all and welcome back to the Clark Update. I hope today is going great for everyone of today. If you're a true fan of Caitlin Clark, I have another thrilling and fascinating video for you. You will undoubtedly want to see this movie through to the very finish. Before we begin, let me know if you are a member of the Please Update the Army by leaving a 100% CC comment below. I adore seeing all of the incredible Clark supporters in the comments. Let's get right into today's video without wasting any more time. Following her racist assault on Caitlin, the Wnba tried to overlook Clark's viral success, but Brittney Griner eventually got justice in the most terrible, in every conceivable way. Karma simply delivered the perfect punishment. If you find this article useful, think about subscribing to the channel and liking this video. Surprisingly, almost 90% of viewers haven't not yet subscribed. Even though it only takes a second and is free, it means the world to us. Have you already subscribed? Fantastic, I sincerely appreciate your help. Let's return to the video.
Fever and Atlanta Dream played. Indiana Fever is where Caitlin Clark plays. Atlanta Dream is where Brittney Griner plays. Now you tell me what it looks like Brittney Griner is saying here.
For the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
For a little bit of context, this was in the fourth quarter after Brittney Griner fouled out against Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever would go on to win by 5. Now I'm going to tell you what I think she said. Let's play it back. Looks to me like she is saying trash and then calling Caitlin Clark a bleep white girl. Just a reminder, this is who Joe Biden traded for the Russian merchant of death. So many WNBA players hate Caitlin Clark so much when she is the best thing that could have happened to the league. And she's not the best thing that happened to the league because she's white.
After weeks of defending her, the league just took a step that drastically changed the circumstances. Griner's career might be coming to an end. Seeing Griner endure the repercussions is more entertaining because her offensive comments than it is to witness the WNBA suddenly grow up and start enforcing its own regulations. To be honest, she deserved every bit of what is about to happen. The eagerly anticipated time has finally come, and Brittney Griner is going to learn that the repercussions of her deeds are the most excruciating. After weeks of the WNBA pretending not to know about her racist assault on Caitlin Clark, the basketball community has been outraged by the league administration's recent bombshell announcement. Community, the group that did everything in its power to absolve Griner of accountability, has now been forced to take action, and the results are catastrophic.
If you want to get people never to watch the WNBA, this is an amazing way to do it. If the league is going to be rooted in this sort of nastiness with regard to its only real star, good luck to them. Well, folks, the left has a real problem in the United States. They've spent the last several decades talking about how racism is an endemic problem in American life. And there's a problem with that problem, which is there's not enough.
Let's start by talking about the actual reasons behind this quick karma. Following an Indiana foul, Griner was seen verbally harassing a white girl during the Fever game against Clark.
Brittney Griner was caught on tape during a game with the Indiana Fever, dropping racial slurs against Caitlin Clark, and pretty obviously doing so.
Ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
And it doesn't take a lot of genius to lip read Brittney Griner, whose voice, by the way, is about as low as mine is, calling her trash and an effing white girl. Now, of course, if Caitlin Clark had ever suggested the same in reverse, using black as opposed to white in that sentence, that'd be the end of her WNBA career. But Brittney Griner is going strong. It's total.
The video could not be disputed. The lip reading was confirmed by numerous experts, and anyone with functional eyes might discern the intention to discriminate. However, the WNBA went into full damage to save their key experienced player. Control manner as opposed to acting quickly. After initiating inquiries, the league abruptly turned blind into claims of racism made by Indiana Fever fans. They minimized the worries, ignored the data, and assumed that when one of their own superstars was seen to be truly racist on national television, the issue would just disappear. television. But karma has a way of making sure the truth is revealed. Furthermore, Gurrier's defense racket just collapsed spectacularly.
See, the 3 games, what else happened to everybody else?
I mean, I know there's always consequence to actions. You know, what I did, I already know that I was going to get, you know, some time for that. And, you know, I respect, you know, I got 3 games. Okay. Not disputing that at all. Do I think that it should have been 3 across the board? Boom, everybody involved in it, 3-3-3. I think that would have been honestly fair. I would have been happy today with that. Not today. And it's not because of my suspension.
The video could not be disputed. The lip reading was confirmed by numerous experts, and anyone with functional eyes might discern the intention to discriminate. However, the WNBA went into full damage to save their key experienced player. Control manner as opposed to acting quickly. After initiating inquiries, the league abruptly turned blind into claims of racism made by Indiana Fever fans. They minimized the worries, ignored the data, and assumed that when one of their own superstars was seen to be truly racist on national television, the issue would just disappear. Television. But karma has a way of making sure the truth is revealed. Furthermore, Gurrier's defense racket just collapsed spectacularly.
Brittney Griner is playing a game, and this is what Brittney Griner calls. I was not going to comment on any of this stuff until this took place. Watch what she says. The entire internet has reacted to this. Here's Brittney Griner. They're playing against the Indiana Fever, and look what she's saying. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
Well, that pretty much sounds like trash effing white girl.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest.
So the whole market reacts to this with Brittney Griner, right? And then the other quote, Rob, then I'm going to wrap this up, and then I'm going to go to Adam. Put the quote of Brittney Griner, what she said about the NBA. This is so funny how all this stuff works out, right? She says, this is from Brittney. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there, watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. It's called a freaking game that they pay you money to play. Don't play the game.
This suspension will have serious financial repercussions for Grinder. She's losing more than just the game. Checks. She is losing out on endorsement opportunities, sponsorship deals, and any chance to mend her reputation. Because of the prisoner exchange that brought her back, the United States lost a convicted arms dealer home, and her sole response has been bitterness and hostility toward the country that saved her. Each dime she loses helps, as a reminder of the amount of money she lost during a racist outburst. But here's what makes this karma so perfect. The WNBA's decision aligns with their inability to continue covering problematic players. After learning about women's basketball from Caitlin Clark, casual fans won't tolerate racist actions from experienced gamers who should know better. Clark has provided the league with unprecedented funding and attention. Ultimately, the commercial justification for responsibility overcame the political case for protection. The suspension revelation shocked social media right away because most people assumed Gurrier was unbeatable. Throughout her career, she had to deal with racial comments, allegations of fan fervor, and a general attitude of entitlement. There are restrictions on what even protected athletes may get away with, as seen by the fact that she was ultimately caught by the repercussions. She was protected for a very long time by victimhood, but it has at last broken.
Hi, Adam Johnson. BG, right now you have 10 points, 5 rebounds. We see the Atlanta Dream as being very... Right now she's talking to the refs about holding. We're going to send it back to you guys. Very important question.
This penalty is particularly distressing because it aligns with the WNBA's attempt to employ Clark's assent. Sponsors and television networks don't want to be associated with athletes who say racist things on television around the country. Finally, the league administration realized that protecting Gurrier would cost more than punishing him. Her Money talks, and Griner's discriminatory behavior was becoming too expensive to overlook. It appears that the typical player. The contract language that allowed this was always there in agreements that no one took the time to thoroughly examine. Penalty. The WNBA had the power to take action all along. Simply put, they chose not to use it until the financial strain became intolerable. Therefore, their first inaction is all the more intolerable. And this was even more enjoyable. Last reprimand. Justice that is delayed is still justice, but the delay makes it much more delicious. Grier's supporters and teammates are racing to defend her, but when questioned, their statements fall apart. They argue that the research was inconclusive, that seasoned players should be given greater weight, and that the suspension was unjust. But none of those explanations change the fact that she was captured on live television making racist comments about the league's biggest star. No amount of spin can change what. Everyone saw it with their own eyes. The video evidence is indisputable. Since supporters of Clark have been, after weeks of demanding accountability, the response has been overwhelmingly favorable. They investigated claims of racism by fans of Fever when they watched the WNBA defend Griner. Following a period of overt discrimination and unfair treatment, it seems that justice has finally been done with this suspension. The basketball community was starting to question the league's commitment to its stated ideals. There is a discernible sense of relief. This penalty produces a substantial precedent for the future of the WNBA. It implies that there are consequences for every player, irrespective of their position or past achievements in the league. For organizations involved in professional sports, that's exactly the kind of responsibility that sponsors and fans need in order to maintain their credibility. Finally, the society that favors some athletes over others faces a serious challenge, since it forces reporters to. The media's depiction of Grier's suspension has been particularly biased due to their own bias in covering this subject. Severe. Initially, a number of media outlets downplayed or ignored the racist comments. They must now explain why they didn't make a stronger and earlier demand for responsibility. There has never been a more pronounced disparity in legitimacy between fan expectations and media reporting. Grier's WNBA contract is not the only aspect of her financial predicament. Speaking engagements are being cancelled, future earning opportunities are vanishing, and endorsement deals are being subtly cancelled. 4 years to come, she will have to deal with the fallout from her racist comments, which is exactly what happens when well-known individuals cross certain lines. In business America, racist behavior is not accepted, particularly when it's caught on camera. Additionally, the prohibition shows how much the WNBA's no space for the hate campaign was merely deceptive advertising. They started their project with great fanfare, however they soon even the most flagrant violation of their own professed beliefs their commitment to these principles were always brittle, as seen by the necessity of external pressure to force action. Even by the standards of professional athletics, the hypocrisy is astonishing, and the prisoner makes Griner's death much more pleasurable. Swap setting that highlights the ingratitude and entitlement that led to this circumstance. To secure her release in reality, the U.S. traded a convicted arms dealer. She responded by making derogatory comments about other Americans. Because of that level of ingratitude, her current suffering seems like poetic punishment, which is really amazing. The knowledge that league leadership protection isn't guaranteed has a significant impact on other WNBA athletes. Players who have been getting away with misbehavior are suddenly questioning whether they will be the next Wnba. Encouraging an atmosphere of accountability, this penalty might benefit the league as a whole.